Hello, and welcome to this harmonica lesson for beginners. This is video 3 in this series. If you haven't checked out the first ones, I recommend doing that now. In this lesson, we're going to be learning how to play single notes on the harmonica. We'll also do a couple exercises, and then we'll learn the song Cowpoke. For this lesson, we're going to be using a diatonic C major harmonica. I'll also show you how to do this thing called the hand wah. Let's learn how to play single notes on the harmonica. There are two basic techniques for playing single notes on the harmonica. One is the pucker method, and the other is the tongue blocking method. I'm going to show you how to do the puckering method. Pucker up. Basically, you just pretend that you're blowing through a tiny little opening between your lips, like a tiny little circle or hole. Pretend you're directing a tight stream of air and blowing out birthday candles. You could also pretend you're holding a pea on your hand and you're going to blow it off. So I think it's easier to start with the lowest hole 1 when playing single notes. So let's go ahead and do that now. So it's easiest to play the first hole as a single note because you can just have half of your mouth coming off the side of the harmonica. And you don't really even have to pucker that tightly. If you get 2 holes, it'll sound like this. So just shift your mouth over if you start getting the second hole as well. Now the next step is to play the second hole by itself. What you can do first is to play the first hole and just slide over a little bit until you just do the second hole. Now, if you get 2 holes like this, it means you're not puckering tight enough. So your lips have to be really tight and firm. I know that sounds kind of weird. So let's go back to 1. Slide over to 2. And you can slide in between 1 and 2. I recommend to lick your lips before playing so you can slide the harmonica a little more freely. And remember to use deep supported air for the harmonica. Now we're going to go over 1 more to 3. And you can experiment with the angle of the harmonica. So instead of having it straight on, you can tilt it down or up. You might have more success that way. Now let's just practice going through each of the holes all the way up to 10. Here's 1. And remember to lick your lips a little bit. 2. You can just slide it over if you get the wrong hole. 3. 4. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a tough one. 10. So any of the reeds past 8 are a little bit harder to get. I think it's because the reeds are smaller and we have to blow more air through them to get them to resonate. Now what we're going to do is go through holes 1 to 7, blowing air out and then drawing in on each hole. So we'll play 1 out and then draw in on 1. Here's what it's going to sound like. Let's do that again. 1 out and then 1 in. Then we're going to do 2 out and 2 in. Again. Two in is a little bit funky. You might find that the air is bending down or not coming through very hard. And you have to use a little finesse, or actually you might have to power through it as well, depending on your harmonica. Here's 3. 4. 5. 6, and 7. Now we're going to play the classic song, Hot Cross Buns. You usually hear this song on the recorder or the piano, but it's a great song for the harmonica as well. The notes we're going to play are 2 out, and then 1 in, and then 1 out. It'll sound like this. So we're going to do that twice. So repeat. Now we're going to go 1 out 4 times. And then 1 in 4 times. And then 2 out, 1 in, 1 out. If you get a little bleed where you accidentally blow a little bit into a neighboring hole, that's okay because it usually sounds good on the harmonica anyway. What happens is if you accidentally play another hole neighboring, it creates a chord, and it usually works with the music. For example, if we just did this song with 2 holes at a time, it would sound like this. Sounds kind of cool, actually. And you might notice that some holes, when you blow into them, you get like a really weak or a soft sound. And so not all the holes are created equally. You have to learn how to play the instrument, so everything will feel a little bit different. And if you've played a woodwind before or a brass instrument, you'll know what I'm talking about. One thing that I recommend is to try articulations. So on a hole, you can go ta, 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 out or in, and you'll get a stronger note that way. So let's learn how to play a major scale. Specifically, in this case, it's going to be C major. If you had a harmonica that was in G, this would be G major. And if you had an A harmonica, it would be... Here's what C major sounds like. The pattern goes 4 out, 4 in, 5 out, 5 in, 6 out, 6 in, 7 in, and then 7 out. So basically you play every hole from 4 to 7 out, in, but then there is one exception, which is the 7th hole, which is in, out. So let's find 4. You can slide all the way up from the bottom if you want from 1. And if you're really in doubt or just need to know if you're playing the correct hole, cover all the holes with your index fingers like this, all right? Except the one that you need to play. Sometimes when I get really frustrated, I'll do that just to make sure I'm on the right hole. So we're gonna go 4 out, 4 in. 5 out, 5 in. 6 out, 6 in. 7 in, 7 out. You might need to use more air on the higher holes. From -6 to -7, I kind of just slide the harmonica over and keep the air drawing in. And please subscribe to my channel. Fun fact, only 7% of people that watch my videos are subscribed. Cue the sad music! Now let's learn to play the song Cowpoke. My favorite version, I think, is the original by a guy named Elton Britt. The 2 other versions of this song that I've heard that are also really great are Eddie Arnold's version and Colter Wall. There are only 2 short lines of music in this song, and it uses a liberal amount of hand wah. Let's first practice it without the hand wah. The first line we're going to play out 7, in 6, out 6, in 6. So lick your lips, and then pucker, and let's find 7. Here it is. Then we're going to draw in on 6. Out on 6. In on 6. Let's try that again here. 7. In on 6. Out on 6. in. We have to use a lot of air for those high notes. Then we're gonna go out 6, in 6, out 6, out 5. So here's out 6, in 6, out 6, out 5. When you're learning to play single notes, you're gonna have to do a lot of sliding around to just get the accuracy to play the right hole. It takes a lot of practice to be able to just play a single hole right off the bat without any bleed in any other holes. But I believe in you, you're gonna get this. And you should believe in yourself. Let's put this all together and go very slowly through the notes. Now for the hand walk technique. Now let's make sure that we're holding the harmonica properly with our left hand between our fingers and our thumb like this, all right? And we basically want a straight, firm line like this with the top of our fingers. So we keep that kind of firm, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hand on the bottom, right? And we're gonna cup it over like this. All right, so our hand is flat, and then it's cupping over, and it's covering the back of the harmonica as much as possible. So we're trying to create a space here, a little pocket. So you can blow into any hole like 1 and cup it like this so it's covered. And then you just open your fingers like this. You don't move your palm very much except to tilt out. So you can go slowly. Or quickly. On Cowpoke, I recommend very fast wahs, except for the very last note. So go very quickly on every single note, except for the last one, 5. On 5, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go wah, wah. So you're gonna start with it closed and then go open, close, open. And then you can go fast at the end.